Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and I write games for no money because of economic factors of this industry and the fact I don't have the money to properly shill for an artist to draw artwork for a subpar PBTA game written in 20 minutes. I am, however, someone who likes to write games and wants you, yes you, to write games as well. Whether you're writing it for your friends, adapting for your favorite franchise, or actively seek to hurt yourself, I'm here for you. Today I'm going to go over some simple ideas. One simple idea. How do I start? The simple answer is just do it, but unlike those hack blog writers, I'm just a hack with a video. We can break down the process of creating your very first game in 5 easy steps. Idea, anchor, core mechanics, exterior mechanics, and refinement. Step 1 is the idea. The idea is simple. It's your idea. The entire reason you started this project. Ideas can be broad, all-encompassing, and usually really terrible, but the idea allows you to get a broad scope idea of what you want to actually do. The ideas that keep all the painting in check. Sometimes your idea will be specific, such as adapting a specific franchise, but other times you may just say biopunk fantasy or Wild West aliens, and that's fine as well. Get your idea, write it down. Note it all down. Every little thing or thought that goes into your head that can be blobbed up into the idea. We'll use an example game here. Let's say I want to make a game. We'll say an aerial dogfighting game with diesel punk. Alright, that's a solid idea. We're getting somewhere. The second part is your anchor, which can be pretty easily summarized as the refined idea. Now, some ideas can be just the anchor as well, while others aren't. The best way to get a concept of an anchor is to understand that this is what most things are going to be based off of in one way or another. This is the binding agent. Even if it's minor, those little notes you took earlier, this is where you formalize them down. For our game, our anchor is going to be diesel punk aerial dogfighting game about daring pilots and suicidal odds. We've refined the idea down. We've added some more ideas what the game is going to be about and kind of how we want to start positioning things. The anchor never needs to be long, but detailed enough for you to start working on everything. Core mechanics is usually the bugbear to many. The core mechanics what everything else is based around in one way or another mechanically. Some games call this the engine or system, but it forms the beating heart of your game and ties back into the initial idea as well as your anchor. Not every system can be simply ported over using our example above. We want some hardcore dogfighting rules as well as some rules for pilots. The game also sounds like it's going to be a bit more lethal, so we need to anticipate a player is going to go through at least 1 or 2 characters over the course of the campaign. Core mechanics can range in forms and appearances. D20 roll over, D6 dice pools, D8 variable TN dice pools, D100 roll under system, dice ladder stacking dice attribute systems, and a plethora of other options out there. My suggestion is pretty simple. Read everything and steal what looks good. There are an absurd amount of options out there for how to roll dice and enjoy doing such, or even use things like cards. But the most important thing to consider is to understand what makes the game fun for you. Using our example above, we probably want to go for something lighter, but punchy. Perhaps a D6 dice pool, emphasizing individual skill in our plane's ramshackle construction. Now, this is also the section where you should be thinking about what core features you want. Asking questions like, is combat important? How do I handle social encounters? How do characters die? And everything else you feel is part of the core of your game. Moving on, we see the final major part, exterior mechanics. These are the things built from your core mechanics to successfully get across the nature of your game to the world. This is also where you start to really personalizing it to fit your desired concept. Taking our plane game, we want our planes to be the forefront of the game, so we'll need a large section of different parts and doodads to slap on our flying rust bucket, as well as wanting a social credit system to show how famous our pilot is before their untimely and violent death. Exterior mechanics come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. These can be things like equipment, monster creation, special events, leveling up, and many other things, which simply give your game its face, you could say. Without these exterior mechanics, your game is just a bundle of numbers, but each of these has to play into the core anchor as well. Our plain game probably doesn't need extensive boating skills, but it better have a damn good amount of plain tricks to pull off. The final part is pretty simple, refinement. You have everything written down, then go in, playtest the shit out of it, or get other people to do that, and add, remove, tweak. Creating a game is easy. Creating a good game is harder. I want you to remember that regardless of what you made, that you made it. It's something that you should derive enjoyment from and push forward with that, what you want it to be. Now, as a few side notes, it's fine to edit an already existing system. Many designers do this when they first start out. It's fine. Just don't try to sell someone else's words. Originality isn't always the best because being an original Cindy doesn't always mean that it'll be good. Take your time. You don't need to write an entire game in a week. It's alright to space things out. Just keep notes, tabs on everything you think of, even if it's something little. A game doesn't need to be 250 pages. What it needs to be is functional. Your first draft is exactly what you need to play and understand what you're presenting to your audience. All developers are valid, except 2-page LARP writers. They are inhuman and dilute everything with garbage. Read everything that seems like it fits under your game's concept. Hunt for books that have mechanics that you may be looking for, even if it's something only tangentially related. It's better to go in prepared than blind with no faith. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was the first of probably a few series going over how to make games and talking about how the back end of things. So if you like what I do here, feel free to hit the like and comment and subscribe button. I will catch you all next time. Goodbye.